There is a correlation. Yesterday I was preaching on the train for a bit, and there was a guy. I could tell by his facial expression that he wasn't pleased. Um, and right when he got up to leave, right before he left the train, he looked to me very briefly and said, "Hail Satan." I mean, I hear that a lot in street preaching videos. Typically, I don't hear that people saying that to me. Very rarely. But I know that in him saying "Hail Satan," what he's saying is, what he's meaning is that Satan lets us do what we want. Satan, someone that is rebellious in nature. Satan is who I've learned about, who I've been taught that is about pleasure. As the demonic influencer Aleister Crowley said, "Do what thou wilt. Do what thou wilt. Do what you want to do." And that same day, yesterday, I learned that there was a shooting at a high school in Georgia. Don't know all the details. I've read some of it. I don't know the kid's background, what he believed in, etc. But I thought about that, him saying "Hail Satan" and do what you want to do, whatever feels good. And I said, wow, that same ideology can't go for what he did, that kid did. How far do you go? Some people say, well, do what you want to do as long as you don't hurt people. But we hurt people in various ways. We can hurt people. I mean, you may not physically hurt somebody, but there are ways that you hurt people mentally, emotionally. And if you live a life that hurts people physically, mentally, emotionally, it can lead to that person hurting other people physically. So some people may take it to say that, oh, wow, I can't, I will not take it to the extreme to physically hurt somebody. Some others might do that. Everybody's different, right? But when we live a life that we just want to do what we want to do, and whatever, do we ask ourselves, is our actions emotionally hurting somebody, psychologically hurting somebody to the point that that person may go out and hurt somebody physically? How often do we think about that? Often we don't. Even in the Bible, there was, there's shows depictions of people who were trying to express themselves, religious cults, people who are worshiping false gods or demons like Baphomet. It don't really say Baphomet in the Bible, but people have throughout history worship false deities like Baphomet, for the demon Baphomet. In the Bible, of course, you see talk about Moloch and Baal, and these people who worship these deities, they would do what they felt like these demons were unctioning them to do, whether it's child sacrifice or cutting themselves or sex cults and orgies. And evidently, there we see that in a myriad of forms today. And these are people trying to express themselves, and this is what I feel like I want to do, need to do, for various reasons, right? So and whenever you are doing a particular, whatever religious spiritual group you're a part of, there are emotions attached to that, and whatever the dominant emotion is, whether it's joy, whether it's anger, sadness, grief, in some way you're going to reflect that to society around you. You're going to impact other people with that emotion that's tied to the principle or the lifestyle that's attached to that particular spiritual group, right? So some people say, oh, well, let people do what they want to do. It's their right. It's their freedom. Oh, and yeah, they are free to express themselves. But like I said, whatever the dominant emotions are, in some way is going to reflect that into society. So there's many people who have done egregious acts who are frankly Satanists, right? And there's an emotion of selfishness, or the feeling of selfishness and anger, pride, and you know, um, you know, racial superiority, and other people should die, well, my people should be alive, and all these ideologies that trickle to society and lead people to do physical acts against people. as that idea and emotion are tied together and begin to be paramount in their life, right? So, you know, and I will challenge any Satanist who watches this video, any Satanist, it will challenge anyone. You challenge somebody who you know is Satanist, and say, how far are you? Will you take that philosophy of do what thou wilt, anything goes, whatever you feel like, right? How far are you willing to go? And if not you, do you think somebody else may take it too far? And that's why I'm a Christian, but I also believe in being a balanced Christian. That I do believe in the spiritual world. I do believe in there's things that we cannot see. I do believe in good versus evil. You know, some people may call it vibes, energy, whatever it is. But Christian, we call it. There's angels. There's holy angels. There's demons. There's things that we cannot see. That's outside this particular realm. People call different names. It is what it is. But somehow the unseen world, what's going on in the unseen world, we don't fully understand that, is somehow coming in and impacting the physical world in different ways and influencing how we act, how we treat others. It's like similar to like emotions, right? And feelings. You can't really see a feeling, you can't really see an emotion, but you know, somebody can be, you know, looking mean in their face, but deep down they got joy. And somebody can be looking smiley at you, if you're looking at you all smiley and happy, but inside they're thinking about something dastardly. You can't see that. You can't see beyond the body. As the Bible says, man looks at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart or the mind. But somehow, but obviously things that are inside us that we cannot see, that you cannot see, manifest outwardly. Yeah, you know, whoa, I didn't see that coming. Yeah, because you couldn't see the inside, right? You couldn't see the outside appearance, and people can put on a facade and act like everything's okay when it's not, and inside they're brewing something dastardly in their mind. So, you know, if you want to hail Satan and worship Satan and whatever, that's your choice. I mean, that's your free will. But hopefully, I hope that you don't ever cross that line of egregiously hurting somebody and ever doing something egregious like massacring a school or facility or whatever it is. Or promote, if you promote that idea, what if someone else takes that and goes along with that to the extreme, right? And because you don't temper that teaching with other teachings, right? You know, someone could take that to the extreme. So I believe in Christian teaching, but to be tempered with balanced, holistic teaching. You know, because some people could take one doctrine and take it to the extreme, but we need balanced, wholesome teaching, biblically speaking. So yeah, this order is downhill, it's going downhill real fast. I mean, obviously the Bible talks about this, and we're being programmed in different ways, man. We're being programmed. When I think about jails, and I think about prisons and hospitals, and waiting for your government check out of somewhere, or you're getting your document for, you know, your green card, you're getting a license, government facilities, restaurants, stores, so any place, right, where public people gather. You think about music that's being played on through the airways, movies that people are watching, the TV that's on. What's always on? It's always something about the news. It's always a wicked movie that's on, a violent movie that's on. But never do you see something about family. Never do you see a program about forgiveness, humility, and love, and loving your neighbor as you love yourself, and love fervently with a fervent love, and be patient, be quick to listen, slow to speak. You know, anger does not produce the right tradition of God. Why are people not watching these things? Why are people not exposing themselves to these things? Why are we not seeing these advertised all over the place? Why? Because always, I'm not religious. I'm not religious. We're all religious. Religion could mean it's like a practical, it's a way of life, right? So call it religion, whatever it is, but it's a way of life, right? We all have a way of life, and evidently we are promoting things in multiple ways that's not promoting life. It's not promoting love. It is promoting self, money, sex, entertainment. It's making us more selfish, more angry, and more isolated, and more depressed. So pray for those people who are going through suffering, who suffered the loss of their loved ones in that horrendous shooting. Pray for them. Pray that we do better. I'm glad it wasn't worse, but you know, a lot of our harm in this world is because we are doing to ourselves. We are doing to ourselves based on what we're promoting out there. All right. God bless you. Be blessed.